What is the message you may need to hear right now? I keep hearing, I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love and I know that it's all mine. No. Whoa. Do what you want, but you're never gonna own me. Oh. Whoa. Take me away. You know what it's like to be at the very bottom. Because not only does Five of Wands speak about competition and rival. I can't seem to say the word, but rivalry. Yeah, competition. You know what it's like to be the outcast. You know what it's like to carry a burden on your shoulder. Feel like you're carrying the world on your back alone. You know what it's like. Yeah, you know what it's like. You've spent a lot of time learning about yourself simply because you have been put to the test of being alone. You know what it's like to want to reach. You see how they're all like stepping on each other and climbing to the top. You know what it's like to get stepped on, to get backstabbed, to get betrayed. Put your trust in individuals that you were so hopeful they would live up to who you saw them to be, potential that you saw them to be, the idea that you had of them. You wanted them so badly to be that in friends, in loves, and even in career, that you are so hopeful of a positive outcome. Feel like, you know, you've been lied to, betrayed, things weren't what they seem to be. It's like, you know what it's like to be at the bottom. Yeah, and I'm hearing Drake started from the bottom, now we're here. Like, you're going to be soon reaching that fire. You're going to be the one on top pretty soon, and it's not because you stepped on anyone to get there. It's because you've been stepped on. You know what it's like, and it's time that you get there. It's time that you get there. There's something about a sacrifice, and that sacrifice really is you taking the time to learn something new, do something different is what I'm getting. And heavily, this could also be career is what I'm getting. There's something heavy about learning something new, maybe getting certified, maybe going to school, taking a course, you know, something. You're picking up a new skill set is what I'm getting here. And it's something that you're going to be learning, and it's something that's going to enlighten you. And I believe it's going to lead to an aha moment for you in the future, where it's like, wow, that's why I've been so broken almost, and just repeating so many cycles, and, you know, stuck in that hamster wheel is what I'm getting here. And being at the bottom, feeling like, you know, just trapped or even robotic, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again in career specifically, or just having a routine, but the routine feeling just so not you and so basic and so ordinary when you're extraordinary as an individual. But there's no regrets there. You know, being at the bottom builds character. Being at the bottom makes you that person that's going to reach the top. So there's nothing wrong with your past or any mistakes or any challenges, or realizing that you've been living kind of mundane. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't beat yourself up over it, because I've been in that position where I just constantly beat on myself, criticize myself, and I overthink, and I say I should have did this, I should have never did that, I should have never let that person in, I should have never. We can't get into that, because it's like then you get trapped in the past, and that past situation and those people that turned their back on you or betrayed you, or that career that wasn't what it seemed to be at first. A lot of people in your life, in your past life, talked a good game, jobs, talked just good, and then it's almost like you got trapped in something here. But it's like, it's not too late to get out of that spider web that you feel so trapped in. It's like that web of life. And again, web of lies. A past reading that I did here, I spoke of the web of lies and getting out of the lie that you've been living, meaning that maybe you are wakening up to the realization that it's time to do something different in your life. It's time to learn something different. And what is that something different? You got to ask yourself, okay, you got this urge to change something in your life. You know, we just stepped into 2025, right? It's the year 9. It's about independence. Seldom. It's about you. It's about who you actually want to become. Using this energy. Number 9 in numerology, a very independent light force number. Thinking about like your inner independence, freedom, almost like giving yourself that freedom to choose a different direction. Giving yourself that freedom to say, I am not stuck or bind to any type of lifestyle, mundane, and it's boring, and it's just an average 9 to 5, and I'm not making the money that I know I'm worth, and I'm not, like, you know, you have this list that might go on and on and on and on about cons in your life, but you're staying stuck in those cons when you can inspire other people just with your mind. And how can you get to that? It's about time you decide to get into that and choose a different life. You're so used to the boring 9 to 5. Do something unconventional. I'm not saying quit your job. Oh, no, 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 because I've quit my job in the past and I put myself in a hole temporarily until I bounce back. I always bounce back, but it's avoiding temporary pain and setbacks if possible. Like, it's learning from your past and doing that. Wow, it's 9 o'clock on the dot. It's 9 o'clock on the dot as I'm recording this. Speak miracles and miracles shall happen over your life. It's time to get out your feelings and stop being so sensitive all the time. And just say, hey, you know what? People backstab me. Let me get out my feelings. Let me get in my bag. And how can I get my bag? It's not overworking myself. It's working smarter and not harder. And that's what we're stepping into 2025. It's like we hear all these catchphrases and sayings our entire life, But now it's time to actually live those catchphrases. We've all heard it. Work smarter, not harder. How can I do that? Let's figure it out. A lot of people going back to the pandemic figured it out because we had time to ourselves. And some of us, like me, during the pandemic, we were healing from the most traumatic stages in our life. Wounds that hit us left and right. And people dropped like flies out of our lives that were so close to us. And we had to give up everything that we once loved. People, places, things. And we had to move on. And nobody helped us. Nobody was there. And when I say nobody helped us, I mean nobody helped us go within. We were pushed. God led us to go within. Of course, people around us may have helped you and led you there. Of course, I'm not saying you did it alone, but you were alone at one point. And you had to go within. And that's what you started doing. You started meditating. You started getting into a routine of practicing spiritual practices. You started getting into the habit of talking to God and understanding that He answers. One way or another, God is going to answer your prayers. God is going to talk back to you. God's going to show you synchronicities. God's going to say 999, 9 on the dot, 902. It's right now, 902. God is going to say these little synchronicities. Numerology could be very important here too. God is going to just put people and places and billboards and signs and a color card that you saw in a dream last night or whatever it is. God is going to give you the signs to you to be aware enough to realize that God is guiding us all along. And now it's time to let God guide you to something that I'm strongly getting. You're about to get certified in something that you might have never thought you'd ever get certified in. And that's going to lead you to not a mundane life, but the extraordinary life that you're meant to live. God bless you. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with a 9 to 5, but I do know there's more to life. And I pray that we all reach it in time.